Halo guys, balik lagi di channel BadRush. Jadi hari ini mari kita lanjutkan kembali ya GenshinImpact kita. Masih Egg 1 kalau nggak salah kemarin. Ya, masih Egg 1. Jadi hari ini gua niatnya sampai Egg 2 selesai ya. Mudah-mudahan Egg 2 juga cepet. Jadi kita harus nyari orang-orang yang kehilangan visionnya. Kemarin kita udah nemu satu, ada 3 orang, jadi kurang 2 lagi. Terus gua kemarin nggak sengaja ke oke, kita ngomong sama Midori dulu untuk dapetin apa namanya. Oh iya, sama mungkin gua mau nurunin ini ya, nurunin word itu. Ya nggak kelamaan guys, terlalu kuat anjir, masih belum kuat. Bentar, coba ya gua turunin satu hari ini aja. Kalau malah jadi terlalu gampang juga nggak enak juga. Kemarin kan kita kalau nggak salah word level 3 ya. Mungkin karena ini guys, apa apa ini nanti aja. Terus bentar guys, itu nanti treatment. Bentar gua mau turunin ya. Mungkin karena kemarin kita itu terakhir level 30 kan, 35 kan. Terus kan pas kita rank Ascension, terus langsung kita naik ke rank 41. Mungkin ini kenapa world level kita itu nggak ke 4 dulu, tapi langsung ke 5. Jadi maybe, tapi makanya gue lupa dulu tuh urutannya 135 atau 123. Tapi karena gue rasa ya kalian juga udah lihat pasukan gue emang masih ecek-ecek ya. Jadi mungkin bakal gue turun, cuma nanti aja. Kalau ntar gua satu kali kalah kayak kemarin kan, gua berkali-kali kalah ya pas itu ya, meskipun akhirnya berhasil sih, cuman ya lihat nantilah ya. Jadi nanti aja gua ngerubahnya nanti. Terus by the way, gua kemarin itu ke Catherine yang di Inazuma, dan gua ngajak ngobrol dia, dan dia ngasih quest apa gitu yang kemarin kalau nggak salah kita sempat lihat ada tanda serunya ya, terus hilang, terus sekarang ada lagi tuh. Karena gue nggak sengaja kemarin ngobrol sama si Catherine, bukan nggak sengaja tapi emang ngobrol lagi, kirain nggak ada quest tapi ternyata ada. Ya udah, sekarang kita tanyain deh. Oke. Talk to Catherine sudah beres. Oh gitu doang, what the hell. Gua seperti merasa tidak menyelesaikan apa-apa masalahnya. But anyway, kita langsung ke sini aja ya. Ntar mungkin kalau cepet mungkin sama world questnya juga selesaiin 3 maybe. Lihat nanti nih guys ya. Sekarang kita menuju ke sini, kita lanjutkan dulu Egg 1 ya. Kita sampein ke Egg 2. Dan semoga bisa selesai juga Egg 2 nya. Mungkin hari ini juga agak lama juga ya. Kemarin lama banget cuk, hampir 2 jam.
Commission is directly controlled by the Shogun. They're the ones responsible for maintaining law and order in Inazuma. The ones actually enforcing the Vision Hunt decree. But why would they take action against one of their own?
Don't know, Pokemon.
Paimon doesn't get it.
Iya, aku juga bingung nih.
There seems to be some commotion over there. Let's go see what's happening.
I'll ask one more time. Do you intend to withhold this month's emergency provisions?
The entire clan is counting on that food. We demand an explanation.
How many times do I have to say it? I don't know anything about emergency provisions.
You dare deceive us? Those provisions are essential. Do you understand? Not some goods to be pocketed by greedy samurai.
You samurai think you can just do whatever you please? The Tenryou Commission will hear of this.
Emergency provision.
And who are you? One of Kurosawa's gang, no doubt.
What? We just happened to be passing by. We heard the commotion and came to see what the matter was.
I see. You seem to have come just at the right time. Perhaps you can help us settle this matter. This is Kurosawa. He's a samurai and a member of the Shogun's army. They issue emergency provisions to the area, and he's the one responsible for distribution.
Oke.
In the past, we'd simply ask him for provisions and everything would be delivered. Now, he suddenly refuses to give us
Lupa, anjir.
anything. He's keeping the provisions for himself. I just know it. We'll starve without them.
No one seems to care about us. We used to think Kurosawa was a kind man, but he's shown his true colors.
Tapi sana jadi
He's
jahat.
the same as all the other samurai.
Eh,
It's no wonder all the visions have been confiscated. The Raiden Shogun doesn't need people like him helping her rule the nation.
This must be one of the people Ayaka asked us to help. But why would she ever want us to help someone like him? Maybe we should talk to Kurosawa and see what he has to say.
Oke. Kita ngobrol dulu ya.
I've never even heard of these emergency provisions. I don't know whether it's rumors or whether they're trying to blackmail me. But either way, it's ridiculous. If I was hoarding supplies, would I still be the poor man I am today? My own family can barely get by as it is. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got other matters to attend to. And that's the first bit of truth I've heard all day. The Shogun's army told me that I was unworthy of my vision. And they said I was slacking off on my work. Apparently, I'd even disappointed the Raiden Shogun. And that's why they confiscated my vision.
Well, that's strange. You were helping enforce the Vision Hunt Decree. Why would you be unworthy of your vision?
To be perfectly honest, I don't seem to
Ya,
remember
nggak
the
ingat.
details. All I know is that I would perform certain things every month. But I don't recall what they were. And it's not just that. I have this unsettling feeling, like someone owes me something.
Does it have to do with the missing emergency provisions?
I didn't take any. Like I said, if I was taking them for myself, I wouldn't be going through such hard times right now. To top it all off, my house was just raided by treasure hoarders,
Diserang. Oke.
which is why I came here in the first place. I was chasing after them when I got held up by these two. If you don't believe me, go find the
Oke.
treasure hoarders
Ya,
yourself.
melawan lagi ya.
If there were any emergency provisions to be had, they would have found them.
Tapi ya itu tadi guys. Sebenarnya gue masih kuat aja level 50 tuh. Asal nggak ada waktu ya. Kalau pakai waktu kayak kemarin,
Let's go
susah
round
kali.
up those treasure hoarders and see what they have to say. We should be able to follow their tracks. They couldn't
Apakah
have gone
saatnya
too
untuk top
far.
up untuk bisa beli hero witness? Apa hero witch ya? Sebenarnya tinggal meningkatkan level pasukan gua aja tuh. Karakter gua aja. Level 60 udah oke kok. Udah oke lah, apalagi level 70 itu. Ini dia, serang.
We really outdid ourselves this time. All those samurai houses packed with goods. We
Dari
really
yuk.
hit the jackpot. I mean, besides that one house.
You haven't seen anything yet. There'll be a lot more where this came from. Today's just the beginning. I'll be leading you all on an epic journey of pillage and plunder that will go down in hoarder history.
You demand, boss.
Itu ada
Seem like the
jiwa-jiwa
treasure
kok
hoarders we're
beda ya?
after. Let's teach them a lesson.
Ya guys, bentar guys. Kalau dipikir-pikir ya, teman-teman, ini kan 42 ya gue ya. Kalau adventure rank 5 itu 45 itu 6, 57. Ya benar sih, 558 sih. Soalnya world level teman-teman gue, level adventure rank mereka udah 56-an. Mereka udah world level 8. Ya bener sih, 5 kan berarti 45 6. 57 55 8 maybe ya. But ya udahlah, yuk.
Lupa, get them! Absorption, don't break my glass! Enhanced animal module 75!
Tuh, udah oke lah level 60 gitu.
Have a little taste.
Nice. Let's go.
Oh, there goes all the Mora. We worked hard to steal that, you know? Come on, boss. Think of something.
Not bad, kid. You ever think of joining the treasure hoarders? We could use someone like you. Kurosawa. Oh, I remember. So he's the one who sent you after us, huh? Just our luck. I knew he shouldn't have hit that place.
So what did you see inside? Was it stuffed with food supplies?
Food supplies? You kidding? That place was a complete mess. All we found was a strange-looking box, hopefully with valuables inside. I didn't want anyone else to see it, so I was planning on opening it myself once we got back. But now that you've caught us, how about we make a deal? That little box for our freedom. What do you say?
You've got a deal. Now show us what's in the box.
Huh?
What the?
There's nothing in here but IOUs!
Yeah, a lot of them too. And they all seem to be made out to the owner of a general goods store, a Miss Aoi. We're talking tons of Mora here. We better talk to this Miss Aoi and get to the bottom of this.
Oke, yuk
As
langsung
for you
aja.
guys, you're free to go. Just pray that our paths don't cross again.
Yes, of course.
So, we redeemed ourselves for some IOUs. Does that mean we broke even?
Shut it. Let's just get out of here.
Sana, kabur sana. Oke, kita ke Miss Aoi. Ini ding. Jauh banget.
Welcome to Tsukumomono Groceries. We've got everything you need. Can I help you find something? Or perhaps there's something you want to inquire about? Ah, so you're friends of Kurosawa, I take it? Perhaps you're here to pay off his debts.
Punya utang, Cuk.
Whoa, let's not get ahead of ourselves. We're just here to learn where they all came from. How did Kurosawa end up owing you so much money? Did he buy anything super expensive here?
Let me think. Kurosawa would come regularly to purchase large quantities of foodstuffs. He'd always put the payment on his own account. However, the price of provisions began to skyrocket recently, and his salary was no longer enough to cover the cost. So, he started writing out IOUs to cover whatever he couldn't afford of the usual amount.
So that's how he was getting those emergency provisions. But why did he have to purchase a usual amount? If the price is increased, couldn't he just buy less?
Ya, kan
Well, if you
orang-orangnya
think about it, the citizens
banyak.
receiving the emergency
Ya kan,
provisions
tuh.
must have been carefully calculating how much they needed to sustain them each time. Kurosawa thought that it would be quite the disappointment for them if they found they didn't have enough,
Iya.
especially
Banyak
after
orang
such
baik,
long
ya.
and careful planning. So he deemed it necessary to take on the debt rather than let the people down.
Wow. Kurosawa was purchasing all the emergency provisions at his own expense. And no one ever appreciated what he did. They just complained and held him accountable.
People's attitudes will always reflect their circumstances. In the face of hardship, nobody cares to think twice. If you ask me, had Kurosawa told everyone the truth about the supplies from the start, then there wouldn't be such a severe backlash now. Of course, I'm sure there would still have been some unrest. What he was doing was truly a thankless deed. As for why he chose to spend his own money on emergency provisions and never tell anyone, I'm still not too clear myself. If you're still curious, why don't you go ask him yourself?
Iya, dia nggak
I
ingat lagi.
see. That reminds me, it seems that his vision was recently confiscated. Most unfortunate. If he doesn't clear the debt on his name, he'll have no choice but to sell that sword that is so
Waduh.
dear to him.
Pedangnya,
Sword?
Cuk.
What sword?
Apa bukan pedang yang
Oh.
dia pegang?
Didn't he tell you? He possesses a very valuable blade. He's carried it for years now. I've asked him about its origins, He told me that it was a gift from his father, that it was too precious to sell. In hindsight, I regret that I never made an offer on it. Everything has its price, at least that's what I think. Why don't you ask him about the sword yourself? Perhaps it'll even provide you with the answers you're looking for. Oh, but before you go, if you would kindly settle today's bill.
But we didn't buy anything!
Information is also a kind of commodity, wouldn't you agree? Don't worry, I won't charge much for information about Kurosawa. Nothing we ever discussed was explicitly confidential anyway. Oh, let me think. 2,000 mora should be a fair price.
At least we now know where the emergency provisions are coming from. Plus, we found out that Kurosawa has a priceless sword in his possession. Let's go talk to Kurosawa again and see if he can remember anything.
Yuk, duit kita udah berkurang 2.000.
What are you doing here all by yourself? Where did those other two go?
I presented them with a choice. Either they left or I drew my sword. They left. It turned out to be a real time saver, actually. Perhaps I should start using it more often. Did you manage to track down the treasure hoarders? Everything I said was true, right?
Itu surat utang lagi.
That just about sums it up. It turns out that you really were distributing emergency provisions, but they were all purchased at your own
Iya, tapi
expense.
semuanya dibayar pakai uang
Strange.
dulu.
Is that
Anda
really
itu
the kind of
orang yang
person I
sangat
was?
baik, anjir.
I don't really have any such recollection. Even after all you've told me, I still don't remember
Sampai
anything.
ngutang, anjir.
Why was I purchasing emergency provisions for everyone? And why would I put myself in such a difficult situation? I really don't understand.
Ya wis cinta
But I
sama
cannot deny
desanya.
that when I brandished my sword to scare those two away, I could sense that my body was somehow reluctant to do so. This sword was once wielded by my father. I remember once when I was young, I wanted to sneak out with the blade and show it off to the kids next door. My father ended up catching me in the act and scolded me severely. What did he say? I can't seem to remember that either. It would seem that I forgot many important things when my vision was taken from me. So many memories gone. Forever. No matter how hard I try to remember, all I can remember now is my father telling me that this blade bore his life's creed. Before he passed away, he placed the sword in my hands and said to me, "With this sword, you should..."
Ingat. Oh, enggak kirain ingat.
Hey, if you look carefully, there seems to be some words engraved on the hilt. Can you recognize the words?
Virtue and justice? Somehow those two words seem to explain everything now. Taking on seemingly endless debts to make others happy. I guess that must have been my greatest ambition after all. But what use are virtue and justice? I purchased the provisions for those in need. And look how things ended up. The Tenryo Commission seized my vision, and the very people I was so desperately trying to help refused to understand me. And the irony of all of it is, I somehow still felt sorry when threatening them with my blade. I'm incapable of being a good person, yet I'm equally unable to be bad. I don't know what to do with myself.
Yet another troubled soul. When we get the chance, let's speak to Toma about Kurosawa's debt. The Yashiro Commission would surely help cover his expenses.
Tolong Toma
We
dibayarin
must
dulu.
never let him sell off that sword. Yeah. Seems like losing all ambition is a terrible
Iya,
experience.
kayak kehilangan tujuan
Fortunately for
hidupnya
us,
anjir.
you don't have a vision. Let's go find the next poor soul.
Oke, sudah beres. Orang ketiga sekarang. Oke, kemana lagi nih? Ke atas doang sih. Aduh,
The
kesakitan
third
nggak tuh?
person who had their vision taken is supposed to be a famous sword master around these parts. Paimon heard that he's the present-day master of Meikyo Shisui art. Sounds pretty impressive. This is his dojo. Luckily, there's some people around. Let's go talk to them.
Nanako, don't worry. Sensei will be fine. Those thugs that challenged the dojo were strong, but he fought them all off in the end, didn't he?
Maybe, but I'm still worried about him. Things have gotten dangerous before in the past, but it's never shaken him. This time, though,
It's just because he's been possessed, that's all. Once the exorcism has taken place, he'll be right as rain in no time.
Hey there! Did something happen?
Who are you? I don't care whether you're trespassers or just here to harass us while Sensei is impaired. Get out of here immediately! Don't make me draw my blade, or you won't live to regret it.
No! You got it so wrong! We just came here to...
Disciples?
Yep. We've heard all about the mighty master of Meikyo Shisui art. It's the whole reason we came all this way, to seek him out and ask him to train us. But then we got here and overheard you talking about how he got possessed or something?
From the way you're dressed, it doesn't look like you're from around here. Please, accept my apologies. We've had so many people trying to cause us trouble recently that we're on high alert. You haven't arrived at the best of times, I'm afraid. Sensei got possessed recently, and he's still recovering. He's not able to take on any new disciples for the time being. I see you are earnest in your pursuit. Okay, how about this? My fellow disciple Nanako and I will explain Sensei's situation to you in a little more detail. Then you can decide whether to stay or to leave. Sensei's name is Domon, a name I'm sure you've already heard. Though self-taught,
Domon.
he mastered the art of the sword to a high level.
Namanya
He then
karakter
proceeded to defeat many
Gundam
other prominent
gitu.
sword masters, never
Domon kan
losing a
namanya
single
itu.
fight.
Yang bawa God
He
Gundam.
once said his goal was
Kalau
to become
kalian
the best
nonton
sword
Gundam
master
sih.
in the world. And so, even while training
Namanya
us,
Domon.
he continued to hone his own art.
Yang bawa God Gundam.
His fervor truly inspired
yang apa,
us,
yang cuma tahan
and he
kosong
trained
tuh.
hard,
Gundam
determined to
yang-
keep up
yang
with him.
bisa silat.
But then,
not long ago, Sensei had
Ya,
his vision
visionnya
taken away.
hilang.
He hasn't been the
Makanya
same
kayak orang
since.
surupan.
He says the
Orang
strangest
lupa,
things
ya kan?
over and over, and he refuses to let us train. Junya and I have discussed it, and we both think that he's been possessed by an evil
Kesurupan,
spirit.
kira kesurupan anjir.
So, we've asked the shrine maidens from the Grand Narukami Shrine to perform an exorcism.
Anjir mau
But if I'm
diruqyah.
honest, I still have my doubts over whether he'll completely recover.
The Grand Narukami Shrine? What's that?
you haven't heard of it? It's the largest shrine on Narukami Island. The head shrine
Untung kita
maiden
udah
is
pernah
reputed to
kesana.
have
Untung
very
gua
close ties with the
kita.
almighty shogun
Untung
herself.
gua pas off
Not
pernah
that we
kesana
have any
jadi
means of involving the
ada
head shrine maiden, of
teleportnya guys.
course.
Tenang kalau tiba-tiba suruh kesana.
But even one of the ordinary shrine maidens from the
Memang
Grand
harus
Narukami
segera
Shrine
explore
would
kalau
have
warna
clear
negara
power and
baru.
authority to perform an exorcism. So don't worry, Nanako. Sensei is going to be just fine.
Jadi dia dibawa ke sana nih.
The exorcism will take place this evening. You're both
Oh.
more than welcome to come and watch if you're interested.
Oke.
So, losing your vision can cause possession? Guess we should come back this evening and see for ourselves.
Baliknya jam berapa nih? Ya Allah, jam 6. Ini jam berapa sekarang? Cek jam. Ya udah, kita ini dulu. Waduh, masih jam 10. Kita world quest dulu. Oke. Bentar, handbook ada apa kok? No commission. Oh, oke. Oke, ada Inazuma. Oh, ya random aja. Oke. Sekarang kita quest biasa dulu aja, nunggu sampai jam 6 ya. Aduh, apa ini? Yang gampang-gampang dulu aja, guys. Give the letter to Kujo Kamaji. Oke, ini boleh. Mana Kujo Kamaji? Oh, di situ, yuk. Oke. Harus kasih ini langsung ya. Mana ini ya? Oh, ini yang ini po guys, yang kita lindungi kemarin nih po. Ya lah, ya ampun, dikirimin balik. Kita kan saling jatuh cinta, Cok. Oke, kita disuruh nunggu ke restoran cenah. Langsung aja. Waduh, berkurang ternyata, anjir tuh. Gara-gara tiba-tiba jatuh. Oke, kita dapat surat izin ya. Oke, nice. Jadi kita nggak usah terlalu kesusahan, meskipun ya nggak pengaruh orang kita punya teleport. Oke, kita harus balikin lagi ini. Ya Allah, jadi pengantar surat dong. Kita sembuhkan dulu si Rosaria ya, sekalian. Agak jatuh anjir. Oke. Udah semuanya udah mau mendekati level 60 guys, tinggal apa namanya? Tinggal ini aja. Tinggal dinaikkan aja nih levelnya, udah oke nih. Oke, thank you. And beres satu. Terus kita masih jam berapa ini guys? Kalau masih bisa kita yang lainnya dulu nih. Oh masih 4 jam lah ya. Kita satu lagi maybe. Oh ini ya. Ini boleh kita coba ngobrol sama Chang Genin. Wah jauh kali ini. Ntar kita balik lagi, oke? Sebenarnya nggak masalah sih World Quest 5 tuh. Drop-dropannya kan juga jadi bagus gitu loh. Drop-dropan monsternya sama experience yang kita dapat juga nambah. Asal nggak ada waktunya tuh semua tidak masalah. Masih bisa dihadapi lah, masih oke lah. Meskipun level kita masih 50-50 kayak gini gitu loh. Iya ya. Cari Senyu. Waduh. Banyak ya tugasnya ya. The Legendary Adeptibus Kokokot. Itu sebenarnya apa sih guys? Kokokot. Coconut tapi kemarin. Oke, kita cari Senyu. Oke. Di One Wen Book House di atas ya. Udah kasihin apa namanya? Hadiahnya atau budget ini ya. Hah, kok sing siu? Hei, kenapa ente? Oh, dia. Oke, oh ternyata ente Senyu. Report back to Aratani. Oke. Wah, kok jauh? Ya Allah. Ternyata di Inazuma ya. Baru sadar aja. Shot, jauh kali, Cuk. Oke, beres akhirnya. Beres 2. Sekarang ini udah jam berapa nih? Oh, setengah jam lagi guys. Tadi kemana tadi questnya? ke ya udah yuk. Sekalian aja sekarang mana sih?
Everything is negotiable, except overtime.
Sebentar lagi. Cuman kita lihat dulu. Setengah jam ya. Satu kali lagi guys, mungkin guys boleh. Yang mana ya? Waduh, kok susah-susah. Oke, ini dulu ya. Yang cepet kira-kira. Oke, di situ. Kita ngasih makanan anjing dulu. Tadi apa, Cuk? Tadi event random ya. Ya ampun, nggak kepencet. Makanya langsung hilang, guys. Ya Allah. Nggak apa-apa lah ya. Kita skip dulu. Kalau kayak gitu biasanya random, guys. Maksudnya dia itu yang ada terus, nggak kayak gini. Oke, thank you, langsung dikasih. Cepat sekali, cuma gitu doang. Oke, yuk kita langsung balik ke sini. Kita mau melakukan acara ruqyah untuk seorang guru. Mana, Cok? Kenapa kayak gini? Ngasih makan ke Fowl dapat hero sweet. Di hari ini kita udah 3 world quest juga yang kita jalani ya.
It's a good thing you didn't arrive any earlier. You would have had to witness Sensei one of his fits of madness. Just now, when Nanako was attending to him, she heard him whispering a few names to himself. When she asked him who the people were, he suddenly looked panic-stricken and pushed her away. It looked like he was in great distress. He was covering his ears and looking frantically around him with bloodshot eyes. All the while he kept calling those names. Some of them we knew, others we didn't recognize. But they all seemed to be the names of sword masters he had defeated in the past. One of them was Anzai. He used to be a fellow disciple of Sensei's, his senior, in fact. But Sensei defeated him in a duel many years ago, and he has been a wanderer ever since. Sensei wouldn't stop calling his name. Thankfully, the shrine maidens managed to subdue him, so the exorcism can finally continue. The ritual has now begun. All we can do is patiently await the result. Here's hoping Sensei will be back to his normal self very soon. Please, excuse me for a moment while I fetch some water. If he wakes up, he is sure to be thirsty.
Ngamuk nih. Ini senseinya kok kabur? Lari, Cuk.
Huh? Who's that sneaking around? Uh-oh. Could they be here to mess up the exorcism? We won't let them get away with it. Come on, let's go after them.
Pasti dia ini, si Domon tadi. Tadi kemana ente?
Seems they aren't here. Should we keep going further up? Is this definitely the right place? Let's look a little further up.
Nah, ini dia orangnya.
Suspicious person.
How did you catch up with me so quickly? Are you sure you're Domon's disciples? You move even quicker than he does.
Kayaknya ini yang kalah duel sama Domon.
I guess it's been a few years. Maybe his skills have improved again.
Kirain kabur anjir.
Excuse me? We're the ones asking the questions here. First off, who are you? And what are you doing sneaking around these parts? You seem like bad news, mister.
Bad news? I'll have you know I trained side by side with Domon back in the day, long before you ever showed up. I don't care to talk about that time anymore. But if you must know, I am Domon's
Dia kan
senior.
seniornya yang kalah.
Senior? Wait, that means you must be...
Anzai? Yes, that's me.
Kenapa kamu lari?
Because I don't wish to see Domon or anyone else associated with him ever again.
Kenapa?
When we were young, we trained under the same sword master, studying Meikyo Shisui art together. I had begun training 5 years before him, and everyone looked up to me as a steady and dependable older disciple. Practitioners of Meikyo Shisui art seek to achieve stillness of mind, freedom from all agitation. So the majority of disciples are indifferent to rank and reward. I was no exception. But Domon was different. The first thing he did when he joined was go straight to our sensei and ask him, with a beaming smile on his face, how to become the best in the world. Sensei scolded him and told him that the art of the sword should not be used for such vain ends. Sensei said that coveting the title of the best sword master, barely days into his training, showed that he had a fickle mind, and that this would impede him from ever mastering the blade. I thought so too at the time, but Domon began making swift progress in his training and even started catching up with me. Only then did I realize that it was Domon who had long since freed his mind from all agitation. He was consumed by his singular desire to become the best in the world. He sought nothing less than perfection in the art of the sword, and nothing could deter him from this goal, no matter what stood in his way.
Sure sounds like he meant business. So how come you don't want to ever see him again?
Because until he arrived, I was convinced that I would succeed our sensei as the master of Meikyo Shisui art. Of all the disciples, I was the most gifted. I had trained the longest. Everyone had high expectations from me.
Iri ya, iri.
Domon's arrival changed everything. When we sparred, I lost not just the match, but my pride and my status too. I fled the dojo that day and never looked back. Later,
Kalah
I
ya
heard that
udah,
he
kalah
sparred
aja,
with
bro.
Sensei too.
Akui kekalahan,
Sensei was advanced
terus
in
buat
years
itu jadi
by then,
pelajaran.
and unfortunately that match
Jangan
used
malah
up
terus
every last ounce of energy
iri
in his
dengki
body.
anjir.
After that, I wanted nothing further to do with him. Deep down, though, I still respected his mastery of the blade and his commitment to the art of the sword. So, when I heard rumors that he had lost
Yeah,
his
this is
mind,
mine.
my first reaction was to dismiss them as false. How could he, of all people, have lost his mind? His mind was the sharpest of them all. He had practiced Meikyo Shisui art to perfection. I decided to quietly come and see if it were true. Then, to my complete astonishment, I heard him call my name. I thought mine was a name he had long since forgotten. So you see, I came here not to cause him any harm. I just wanted to see for myself. Okay, you've heard my story. You should get back now. The exorcism is probably finishing.
Seems like we got it wrong this time. He wasn't here to mess up the exorcism at all.
Jadi cuma pengen cari
Still,
tahu.
Paimon's not sure we should bring him back with us. Let's go see how the exorcism's coming along.
What? You're saying he isn't possessed?
Iya, cuk,
Does
nggak
that mean that
kerasukan
he's
anjir.
just lost his mind? But how is that possible?
Visionnya hilang soalnya.
No, I refuse to believe it. Something's clearly wrong.
Nanako, please. Try not to get agitated.
I am sorry. With what powers I have, I can find no sign of any malignant spirit having possessed Domon. But spirits may take a myriad of forms in this world, many of which I cannot claim to have witnessed myself. Thus, I dare not rule out possession with complete certainty. And all is certainly not lost, for I received word not long ago that Lady Yae has taken an interest in your sensei's case.
Lady Yae? Is that the same Lady Yae that I think you mean?
The head shrine maiden of the Grand Narukami Shrine? That's wonderful news! Then Sensei will be sure to recover!
Correct. Lady Yae is most knowledgeable indeed, and has abundant experience in the exorcism of evil spirits and aversion of great calamities. I am unable to say for certain whether an evil spirit has possessed your sensei, but Lady Yae can give a conclusive verdict.
Excuse me, Miss Inagi, but I must ask, should we prepare a greeting gift for Lady Yae?
That won't be necessary. All that is required of you is your timely arrival at the Grand Narukami Shrine. Lady Yae does not like to be kept waiting. I must leave now, but we will meet soon at the shrine. I wish Domon a full and speedy recovery.
Oke, kita nunggu
Who'd
lagi
have
nih.
thought Lady Yae herself would have taken notice of our sensei's case?
Do you mean to say that Sensei isn't renowned enough to deserve Lady Yae's attention?
No, that's not what I meant at all. You misunderstand me. I just mean this is Lady Yae, the head shrine maiden. She has direct and close contact with the almighty Shogun herself. Anyway, you should join us too, tomorrow. Given that you've traveled all this way just to meet our sensei, we, the disciples of Meikyo Shisui Art, will do our best to help you.
Kita jadi muridnya aja.
After all, everyone seems pretty excited about Lady Yae. We're curious to meet her too. Who knows? Maybe we'll be able to find out a thing or two about the Raiden children from her.
Ya, bisa jadi. Si Yaemiku itu kan. Oke, langsung ya. Kita sudah punya ini kok. Teleport. Let's go. Kita sudah mencapai sana sebelumnya. Kita akan bertemu Yaemiko ini berarti. Wih, kenapa?
Do you think that's Lady Yae? Oh, no wonder Junyo is so excited. She has a really striking presence. Also, is it just Paimon? Or did she look right at us just now? It was probably nothing. It's not like she's ever seen us before.
Keep away. Keep away from me. I gave up the art of the sword. Please, let me go, I beg you.
As you can see, Lady Yae, Domon has persisted in this state for some time now. He appears to see those who have lost to him in duels past, gathered all around him to persecute him.
Lady Yae, it must be a possession, right? This is nothing like him at all. In the past, no matter what came his way, he would always face it with a confident smile.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
it is
Miko.
clear to me that your sensei is not possessed by any evil spirit.
But then does that mean he...
Yes. This is a change in the person himself. Unable to cope with the tremendous pressure he was under, he suffered a spiritual collapse. With his wits impaired, he finally descended into madness. As one who is thrown into the sea, though he fights back desperately against his predicament, it does nothing to prevent his descent into the depths. As for what has triggered this change, I believe it must be the loss of his vision. For to be stripped of one's vision is to be stripped of one's ambition.
Stripped of his ambition? But Lady Yae, even without his ambition, why should he suffer such a dramatic change? How does that explain his descent into madness?
Your school practices Meikyo Shisui art, does it not? Stillness of mind, freedom from all agitation. What a fine notion that would be if any in this world could ever hope to achieve it. There was once one who claimed to be indifferent to rank and reward. and who fled enraged when defeated by his junior. And then there was an aged swordmaster who was aggrieved enough that he crossed blades with a disciple he himself had taught. Then, what of the one who crossed blades with his own sensei and beloved fellow disciple, and defeated them both? Can one truly remain unagitated, of still mind in moments such as these?
Lady, I'm not sure I understand.
The path of the Swordmaster is filled with twists and turns. It is no small undertaking to pursue the position of greatest Swordmaster in the world. It requires one to take their sword firmly in both hands and cut down the hopes and dreams of others, even those of one's closest companions. Only a deep commitment to his ambition to become the best made it possible for him to rise above the pain of these encounters, to focus on the way ahead. When that ambition disappeared, he began to doubt himself. As he battled his growing anxiety, he slowly descended into the state you see him in now. Much like a certain fatally flawed friend of mine.
Poor Sensei. To think he's been suffering so greatly.
Terus gimana ya?
Sorry.
Kasihan
It's all
juga,
my
Cok.
fault.
Jadi kayak gitu, Cok.
Father, Sensei,
Jadi depresi
I'm
anjir.
sorry.
That's enough.
Isn't that
Ngikutin
odd,
anjir
Sir?
sampai sini.
Where did he come from? Did he follow us the whole way here?
Hansai, why are there two of you? Is that you or a ghost? You're here for revenge, aren't you? I knew it would come. I never should have.
You're right to assume that my feelings towards you are far from kindly. But I didn't come here to settle a score. It's been so long now that I made peace with it years ago. You did nothing wrong that day. I couldn't face the humiliation. That's why I ran. I don't think most of the people you beat along the way would hold it against you. On the contrary, when you cut our ambitions short, we entrusted them to you, in the hopes that they might carry you further. Now I know that we can't place our hopes in you any longer, since you've been stripped of your ambitions too. But that is no reason to strip them of theirs. Follow the way of the sword all the way to the highest peak. You taught them that, didn't you?
But what if one day the same thing happens to them? I put everything I had into trying to become the best. But what if it was all a huge mistake right from the start? If there's a chance they'll end up like me one day, I'd rather they stay where they are now than go any further down this path.
Have you asked them what they think?
Sensei, after you rescued me from the hands of the pirates, I told myself I would follow in your footsteps for the rest of my days. I can't know whether I will suffer in my future as you do now. All I know is that here and now, in the present, I wish to continue. I want to keep going until the day that I can stand before everyone with my head held high and announce that I, like my sensei Domon before me, am a master of Meikyo Shisui art.
Nanako's far from the only one. Actually, all of us think that way.
Goodness. Well,
You see? You can place the ambition you once had in their hands.
Yep.
Being stripped of your ambition is something that's never happened to me, so I can't claim to understand it. But I do know what it feels like to have your ambitions crushed. That's what happened on the day that you so
disembuhin sama
effortlessly
Ansei.
defeated me.
Ya kan?
So, just as I once placed my ambitions onto you, it is time for you to release yours into their custody. You are not in the same position that I was. When I left, I had nothing to my name. But you have a great number of worthy disciples.
I understand. I'm sorry to have made you worry for me, and for the state of Meikyo Shisui art. I no longer have the resolve to become the best in the world. The emptiness and suffering inside of me will not abate, so I cannot hope to still my mind and be free of agitation. But as your sensei, I shall commit to imparting unto you everything I have learned in my life so far. This is my promise. and I humbly ask Anzai, my senior, to hold me to my word.
You can count on that. I'd be checking in on you occasionally anyway, just to make sure you hadn't lost your mind again. But I am now used to the life of a wanderer. I do not belong in the dojo anymore, so I will simply stop by once in a while to make sure you aren't cutting any corners with them. Well, don't just stand there staring at me. Say thank you to Lady Yai and then get yourself back home.
Yuk, balik.
So even though his ambition was taken away, his disciples can take it over on his behalf. Guess that sort of solves this one, huh?
Traveler, a moment, please. Lady Yai has some words for you.
So, my intuition was correct. The wind that blows from afar carries fresh life to these shores. For us to meet now is premature. Nevertheless, you set foot on these islands at precisely the right moment. I have high hopes for you, child. Don't disappoint me.
Ooh, Lady Yai seems to have taken a real interest in you. She seems super mysterious. Paimon's so curious what she really meant by all that. We can come back to it another time. For now, we should go report back to Miss Kamisato.
Menyelesaikan Act 1 harusnya beres ya. Masa Act 1 nggak beres-beres, cuk. Gila apa? Lama kali Act 1 ini guys. Ini belum harus melawan ntar terus manfaat wilagian ya, kesel juga.
Guess who fulfilled all your wishes? Huh? Ayaka!
Hilang.
Huh?
Muncul nih.
Traveler, Paimon, it is a pleasure to finally meet you both face to face. I have heard all about how you helped our three friends. My sincerest thanks to you.
Yeah, short of getting them their visions back, it seems like there's no way to really help them. Ayaka, how come this time you get to come out and meet us in person?
Because now that you have done the three things I asked of you, I consider you to be my friends. As you will observe, I dispense with the screen for Toma also.
Ooh, wait a second. But isn't Toma your... servant? Paimon's happy to help and all, but Paimon sure as heck did not sign up to be a servant.
Oh. Paimon, you are most entertaining. Toma is first and foremost my friend, and was so before he ever became my attendant.
Oh, okay then. Ayaka, you seem pretty different out in the open compared to how you are behind the screen. Alright, we can be friends.
Thank you both kindly. Back to the matter at hand. You have now witnessed the pain of those deprived of their visions. What are your feelings on what you have seen? Perhaps in the eyes of a deity such as the almighty Shogun, the lives of those who inhabit the world are inconsequential. Thunders roar, lightnings flash, the winds assault, and the rains descent. All these things take place with no regard for the feelings of the common people. But I believe that surely you understand what they must endure. It seems that perhaps now you can appreciate my feelings on all of this. In which case, perhaps you would be willing to reconsider your stance? You will? Really? Naturally.
All right, bravo, my lady. You were right all along.
See? I told you she wouldn't reject them. I'd placed my trust in the right person after all. Now then, given that the remainder of our discussion pertains to matters of a more confidential nature, perhaps we could move to the Komori Tea House? We ought not to involve other members of the Yashiro Commission.
Ya Allah, muter-muter masih belum beres nih X1. Oke, balik ya.
Well, here we are again.
Please continue without me. I'll keep watch.
So, what's the deal with this place anyway? What makes it your favorite meeting spot?
This is a land that was gifted to the Yashiro Commission by the Shogun. The Kamisato clan has the exclusive right to plan, build, and repair any property on this land, and even to allow or deny access. Such privileges exist due to the Yashiro Commission's role in managing ceremonial affairs. Oftentimes, it is not appropriate to discuss details in front of bystanders.
Oh, Paimon gets it. Gotta keep a bit of mystery, right?
Once the number of ceremonial affairs conducted in the city began to decline, our forebears built a tea house here. Only members of the Yashiro Commission are permitted to come and go as they please.
Makes sense. Perfect place for a secret base.
In any case, we can talk freely here. I presume you have a few questions that you wish to ask me? Of course. We have tried on numerous occasions. Unfortunately, each time a proposal to repeal the decree arrives at Tenshukaku, it is promptly vetoed by both the Tenryou Commission and the Kanjo Commission, and subsequently scrapped. They invariably adopt a stance of unconditional support for the Shogun's decisions. They have no interest in discussing anything. It almost makes one wonder whether they had a hand in the Shogun's sudden decision to issue the Vision Hunt Decree. The almighty Shogun. I've seen her on but only a few occasions, most of them formal ceremonies. She inspires awe, commands respect, and exudes a sense of absolute authority. But as I recall, there was something else about her that struck me even more deeply. It was her almost complete lack of any emotion. In that sense, she appeared to me to be less of a ruler and more of, well, an executive official, I suppose. Focused exclusively on her single goal of implementing eternity, acting accordingly without feeling. The issue is this. For the vast majority of people, the Vision Hunt Decree is something that has no implications whatsoever. After all, it is but a tiny minority of people who receive visions. Moreover, it is not unknown for visions to spark jealousy in others. Because of this, the attitude of most people towards the Vision Hunt Decree is one of indifference.
How can they be like that? Paimon's getting mad.
Nevertheless, in addition to us, there is also the resistance on Watatsumi Island.
Resistance? You mean like an army fighting against the decree?
Yes. Many who have lost or fear losing their visions have rallied together under Sangonomiya on Watatsumi Island to form a resistance group. To say a little more about Sangonomiya, historically, there has always been some conflict between them and the shogunate of Narukami Island due to their different belief systems. But I do wonder whether there may be some other agenda behind their resistance movement, beyond merely fighting the Vision Hunt Decree.
Habis.
Ooh, Paimon has a question though.
Oh? What would you like to know, Paimon?
Have you got a plan yet to fight the Vision Hunt Decree?
To be honest, we do not.
What?
Please, do not forget that challenging the Vision Hunt Decree is tantamount to challenging a deity. Coming to terms with that is already a difficult step to take.
So what are we gonna do?
Well, for the moment, all we can do is try and reduce the harm that is being caused by this decree. For example, by providing vision bearers with safe refuge, or manufacturing counterfeit visions for them as a contingency measure.
You're telling Paimon that there are people out there who can make fake visions?
Don't underestimate the talents of the craftspeople in Hanamizaka. To the naked eye, their counterfeits are indistinguishable from the genuine article. The problem we are facing right now is that Master Masakatsu, who was providing us with counterfeit visions, has recently been arrested by the Tenryou Commission.
Darn! So they found out about it? Ugh.
Yes. We knew it was not a long-term solution, and that it was only a matter of time before it would be exposed. But we cannot simply abandon Master Masakatsu. Exactly. I feel the same way.
Masakatsu.
But given mine and Toma's identities as part of the Yashiro Commission, breaking him out of prison would risk dragging down the reputation of the entire Kamisato clan should we be caught.
Jadi
That would
perjalanannya
only
buat kita
serve to
nih.
cast suspicion on any future activity we might seek to attempt. By no means do we intend to place the burden of such a task on your shoulders alone. When you are ready, go to Hanamizaka and look for a fireworks shop run by the Naganohara family. There, you will find someone who can help you.
Waduh, nggak beres nih X1. Belum, Cok. Ya Allah. Mana nih? Talk to Madarame Hyakube. Oke. Hei, X1 nggak beres-beres nih. Ya Allah. Gila ini, guys. Lama kali, Cok.
Just hand it over. You don't want any trouble with me. If you think your elemental powers are enough to resist the Vision Hunt decree, then you'd better think again. Believe me, you're not the first of your kind we've encountered, and we've seen the same unpleasant outcome time after time. You'd best save yourself the trouble.
Can't you make an exception? I just got this vision. I won't even use it, I promise.
So this is the Vision Hunt decree in action, huh? We can't just
Kita
sit
put
around
nih.
and watch things unfold, can we? Psst! Hey,
Waduh.
wait!
Siapa ini?
Huh? There's someone trying to get our attention. Come on, this way. What's going on? Can't you see we need to go help? Shh, quiet. Just sit tight and watch for a moment. Hey, this isn't right, you know. Just because you don't have a vision doesn't mean you can sit back and watch others in trouble. Huh? Hey, wait!
You have a
You do
vision.
have a vision. Shh! If you don't keep your voice down, I won't have one much longer.
All right. Here, take it.
Bentar saya jadi lupa.
Wise choice. All right, let's go.
Udah diambil tuh
What
visionnya.
should we do now? He's already given up his vision. Doesn't he know what could happen to him after losing it? This is your fault. You're the one who stopped us from interfering.
Many thanks, Miss Yoimiya. If you hadn't swapped me a fake just now, I'm sure I would have lost
Oh,
it.
udah ditukar.
No worries. You put on quite the convincing performance.
Oh, so that's what's going on here. And to think Paimon was about to unleash Paimonial wrath on Miss Yoimiya. Sorry about that.
Think nothing of it. I could tell from your reaction we were on the same side. You just didn't know it, you know? Oh, right. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Yoimiya, the current owner of Naganohara Fireworks. It ain't much, but it's honest work. Great to meet ya.
Practically everyone on Hanamizaka knows Yoimiya. She's the queen of the summer festival. Without her and her fireworks, summer on Narukami Island just wouldn't be the same.
Whoa, that's quite the introduction. Paimon loves fireworks. It's nice to meet you.
Stop it, Hanjiro. You'll embarrass me. As for thanking me, you'd be better off thanking Master Masakatsu. He's the one that gave me the fake visions in the first place. His handiwork allowed me to keep my own vision. Whew, I can't even imagine trying to run the business without it. Ugh.
Yes, Master Masakatsu is a good man.
It's too bad good people seldom get the recognition they deserve.
Bahkan di Liyue sama Mondstadt kayaknya arc-nya nggak sepanjang ini Act 1, anjir.
You don't say. Then it sounds like the Shirasagi Himegimi has a plan. Awesome.
Ini Act 1 aja gila loh lamanya, ya ampun.
But if I just merge straight in there by myself,
Banyak banget ceritanya,
I'd probably
guys.
get Miss Kamisato in a whole
Beranak
heap
tuh
of
loh,
trouble.
jadi Kamisato minta apa? Minta
So,
langsung 3.
what about if I join you
Kan,
instead?
anjir ya.
Sure, welcome to the
kali ya.
team. Ayaka told us to go
Anterin
look for help
surat
at a
lah.
fireworks shop.
Banyak
She
banget
must have
tantangannya,
met
Cuk.
you.
Seems like I finally got a new job to do. Besides hiding vision bearers in my shop, that is. So, Master Masakatsu is being held at the police station. I've already surveyed the area and found a way in.
Whoa, talk about a reliable source. Seems we've got the right person on our team.
Not bad, huh? Let's go as soon as everyone's ready. Don't worry, Master Masakatsu. We're on our way.
Time to break him out.
Belum beres ini. Masih jalan lagi. Ya Allah. Gila. Banyak sekali. Ya, kantor polisi ya, oke. Oh. Ya Allah, ya udah. Musuhnya 69 ya. Berani-berani aja sih guys, yuk langsung aja. Nggak masalah, ntar kalau itu ya kita turunin. Tapi kayaknya kalau ini nggak pengaruh deh guys, nggak pengaruh. Tetap levelnya pasti segitu deh kayaknya. Harusnya habis ini beres dong. X1 udah kayak masuk domain loh.
Come on, this way. As long as we stay quiet, we've got a good chance.
Let's go.
I certainly wouldn't want to end up locked away in here. Let's find Master Masakatsu and get out of here.
Let's go.
We should split up. I've got a little present to prepare for Master Masakatsu. I'll be right back.
You sure? Alright then. Just be careful not to get caught.
Yes,
Lagunya
you too.
lumayan sih guys. Asik. Baca.
Lights out.
Animal test 6308.
Someone needs assistance.
Aduh habis. Jadi apa lah. Bak.
Out of the frying pan, into the fire.
I must withdraw.
Talk about a big door. Seems we need to collect something shaped like Magatama in order to open it.
Wanjir.
Show me what you've got.
Nice and spicy.
You can't run. Steady as stone, as a good knight should.
Kok ngelek-ngelek anjir.
Strike first.
Frying pan.
Absorption test. Judgment.
Swirl, Mark 2.
Leave it all to me.
Slash. I dare you. Show me what you've got.
You can't run.
Nice and spicy.
Someone needs assistance. I must leave no stone unturned.
Watch your step.
Judgment!
Don't hold back.
You can't run!
Nice. Apa ini? Ada liftnya aja. Nggak masalah asal gua ada hilang healing sih, nggak masalah ada healer.
Battle formation.
Someone needs assistance. Steady as stone.
Untung pas.
I'll catch up.
Judgment!
Lights out.
Out of the frying pan!
Leave it all to me. Time to clean up.
I won't forget this.
This wall looks a bit odd. Maybe there's some special trick to it. These guys seem a lot tougher than usual. Paimon wonders if that armor over there has anything to do with the source of their strength.
You can't run!
Animal test 6308.
Yeah! Nice and spicy! Yeah! You can't run!
Stand clear.
I must withdraw.
Brace yourselves. Get them.
Enhanced animal module 75. Absorption test.
Punishment! Yeah!
Steady as stone.
Allow me. Strike first. Soldiers,
Someone needs.
don't hold back.
Out of the frying pan, it's judgment!
Animal test 6308.
You're toast!
As a dutiful maid would.
Show me what you've got.
I must withdraw.
Soldiers, quick! Watch your
You
step.
can't run! Nice and spicy!
Stand clear. Leave it all to me.
Show me what you've got.
Lights out.
Show me what you've got.
Absorption test.
Booba, get them!
Steady as stone.
Swirl, Mark 2!
Stand clear.
Allow me. Strike first. I've been
Leave it all to me.
tested. Watch your step. I need to train harder.
I'll catch up.
Ini jalan
Someone
kemana ya
needs
tapi
assistance.
siapa tahu ada. Ah, tuh kan ada. Nah, ada ini kan. Tunggu ke atas dulu.
Doesn't that Magatama shape look pretty similar to the grooves on the door over there?
Kayaknya nggak apa-apa deh. Oke. Aduh, ini domainnya juga jauh kali. Oke, terus checkpoint.
Teach me a lesson.
Time to clean up. I must leave no stone unturned.
Don't hold back. Show me what you've got. Show me what you've got.
Hidupin aja sih ya. Oke, udah mati tadi.
Nice and spicy. Yeah. Shiver.
Show me what you've got. I dare you. Show me what you've got. To strike first. Don't hold back. Show me what you've got. I dare you.
Steady as stone. I'll catch up.
Don't hold back. Slash.
You can't run. Enhanced animal module 70.
I'll catch up as a dutiful maid would.
Show me what you've got. Show me what you've got. I need to.
Absorption test. Lights out.
Nice and spicy.
Clear cut. I've been bested.
Tetap harus lewat tengah.
I'll catch up.
Lewatan. Ya udahlah.
Out of the frying pan, into the fire. Stand clear.
Leave it all to me.
You're toast.
Ada itu guys. Terus gimana? Oh, belum di move. Oh ini, anjir membingungkan Cuk. Walah, oke. Sini ada sesuatu nggak? Ah, bukan. Oh gitu, lumayan hero switch-nya buat meningkatin karakter. Oke. Kayaknya tadi gua belum melihat ada yang lain ya. Oke. Ayo dong, last dong. Gila, ini aing belum Act 2 loh ini. Masuk akal anjir, lama banget Cuk Act 1.
Quick, hide! Look over there. That must be Master Masakatsu.
Did you really think that little trick of yours could fool us?
Locking you up was just the beginning.
No!
Oh no! Those Tenryo Commission brutes are torturing him!
If we don't come up with a way to break him out fast, then... Huh? Yoimiya, when did you get back here?
I can't bear to watch. If anything happens to Master Masakatsu, our whole plan will have been for nothing.
Hey, you there! What are you doing?
Ah, ma'am.
We were just teaching him a little lesson, that's all.
Huh? Who's that?
That's Kujo Sara, adopted daughter of the Kujo clan of the Tenryo Commission. She's also a general in the Shogun's army. What's she doing here?
Make way, let me have a look at him. I'm sure you're well aware that torture is strictly against military regulations.
Yes, ma'am.
If you are unashamed of such disgraceful action, then you are also unworthy of the Tenryo Commission itself. Do I make myself clear?
Yes, ma'am. It won't happen again.
Oh, Paimon sure wouldn't want to get on her bad side.
Hey, this is our chance. Let's move while they aren't watching Master Masakatsu.
Yoimiya, are you sure now's the right time?
Who is that? Quick, go and investigate.
Yes, ma'am.
They're coming! Quick, hide!
Sorry. I didn't mean to. Don't worry, I've got us covered. Time for my little present.
Tuh, bikin kekacauan di luar.
Fireworks!
Huh? Was that an explosion?
It sounded like fireworks.
Quick, let's hurry!
The fireworks were enough to distract them. Maybe more than enough.
Fireworks aren't just for festivals, you know. I was particularly proud of this batch. I decided to.
Kok rame kali? Anjir, takut tuh.
Yoimiya, this is turning into a bit of a fireworks display.
Well, fireworks are my craft after all. Every batch has to be spectacular.
Look, the coast is clear. Now's our chance.
Yoimiya, is that you?
Belut nih kayaknya.
Master Masakatsu! Sorry we took so long. Oh, those awful guards.
Come on! We've got no time to lose! They could be back any minute!
Waduh, masa iya, bro? Lawan ini.
Yes, leave. Before I let my judgment get the better
Suruh
of me.
pergi. Bagus.
He's in serious condition. Be sure he gets immediate medical attention.
Yeah, thank you.
But remember, once he's recovered, it won't be long until I bring him right back.
Well... You can bet we'll do all we can to keep that from happening.
Leave this place.
Let's go, lari, kabur. Nice, tidak ada yang baru lagi. Ayo dong, X1 selesai dong.
Yes, finally I've made it out of there.
Master Masakatsu, how do you feel? Can you hold on?
Don't worry, I think I can make it to the infirmary without keeling over.
Thank you. All of you. I'll take him to get treated. I'll treat you to a round of drinks once this is all over.
Don't worry about us. Just take care of Master Masakatsu. Good thing we were able to rescue him. Right, Kujosara. Do you think she was making up for how the guards were treating him? It seems as though there are some okay people among the ranks of the Tenryo Commission. Though Paimon would never agree with their actions in the Vision Hunt Decree, of course. How about we go tell Ayaka and the others the good news?
Masih belum beres. Aduh.
I see. So Kujo Sara stayed her hand. It would appear she still has some honor to her. I wonder if we should try establishing contact with her. Perhaps we could coax out some information.
Unlikely.
Ininya aja, jabatannya aja.
Kujo Sara is also carrying out the Vision Hunt Decree. She obeys the orders of the Raiden Shogun without question. In her eyes, Master Masakatsu is of no threat to the decree. This is why she was so willing to allow his escape. If our true motives were ever divulged, she would act against us without a second thought.
True. Though if you ask me, Master Masakatsu's release is an unexpected blessing. We are now one step closer to victory. And we couldn't have done it without Yoimiya and the Traveler. You're turning out to be even more reliable than we expected.
Don't mention it.
Indeed. Things may have turned out very differently this time without the help of the Traveler. But if we wish to mount any sizable resistance against the Vision Hunt Decree, there is still much to be done. It is time we make ready our next set of plans.
There's no need to rush, my lady. Things seem to have taken a turn for the better, at least. Not only have we rescued Master Masakatsu, but our list of allies appears to be growing. Yes, which reminds me. The Tenryou Commission seems to be making preparations for a celebration. They call it a ceremony of sorts. And the number of samurai out enforcing the Vision Hunt Decree seems to be waning. The days ahead may be more peaceful than usual.
A ceremony, you say? Why would such a task be left to the Tenryou Commission?
I don't know, but I'm sure it has nothing to do with us. Anyway, with the Tenryou Commission busy with preparations, we should have a little more breathing room than usual.
You do present a good point. Being in a constant state of alert will only tire us further. Perhaps a period of rest is in order. Toma, what would you suggest?
I'd say a celebratory feast is in order. Might I suggest an evening of hot pot together? Funny enough, I learned a new hot pot game recently. I'm sure you'll find it quite amusing.
A hot pot game? What's that? Well, as long as it has to do with eating.
Simply put, every person prepares an ingredient to add to the hot pot. Once the meal begins, we add all the ingredients together. Then we take it in turns to close our eyes, pick an ingredient out of the pot, taste it, and guess whose ingredient it was. Anyone who guesses correctly can go again, and whoever finishes the meal with the most points is declared the winner. Tradition even has it that the winner receives blessings from the god of hot pot. Don't you think it sounds like fun? I've been wanting to give it a try. In fact, I've already got my ingredients prepared.
You really do want to play, huh? Well, sounds like we've got our work cut out for us. Time to gather some ingredients. But what should we choose? Ooh, Paimon proposes we gather raging demon-level Joyun chilies, super salty ham, mist flower corollas. This is already shaping up to be a hot pot to remember!
Oh, my stomach! It feels like Yoimiya's fireworks are going off inside me.
Who would have guessed that Toma would be the winner? He ate practically all those weird ingredients without a second thought. Toma? You okay, buddy?
Salt-crusted herring, unripe lavender melon, flash-boiled dango. Oh, and whatever that thing was that nearly froze my tongue off. Hold up, my life is starting to flash before my eyes. Time I call it a night, everyone.
You've only got yourself to blame, Toma. All those strange things you ate were ingredients you added yourself.
But weren't you the one who added those little cakes, Ayaka? I think the Traveler ended up eating one. Boiling cakes in hot pot? Ugh. Think of the texture.
I must apologize. To be perfectly honest, I thought the cakes would be a tasty
Ya
addition.
nggak, roti juga dong.
I'm definitely not okay. I need to lie down. I feel like a new man.
You know, Toma, all you had to do was guess wrong on purpose and it would have been someone else's turn. Talk about being competitive.
Guess I've been feeling unlucky recently and wanted the God of Hot Pot's blessing. Perhaps I did get a little carried away. Still, I couldn't be beaten at my own game first time around. I think my luck has already taken a turn for the better. I can sense it. So without further ado, I hereby declare that the winner of today's Hot Pot Challenge is... me.
Oh, brother.
Good effort, team. Another important job taken care of. Next on the agenda, some well-earned rest and relaxation.
Yes. If the Tenryou Commission truly is as busy with preparations as Toma claims, then some rest would be a welcome change of pace. And with the extra time, there are some other matters I wish to attend to.
Let's all take some much-needed time off. After a few days' rest, we'll reconvene at the Komori Tea House and discuss our next operation. Downtime is hard to come by these days, so be sure to make the most of it.
Akhirnya,
I'll tidy things up here and
Let's
start
go.
thinking about our ingredients for our next round.
There's gonna be a sequel?
Sure, why not? We should play again now that everyone knows the rules. I'll see you all later.
Bye, Toma. Seems we won't need to be visiting the Komori Tea House for a while. Why don't we go explore some other places?
Oke, akhirnya guys chapter 2 Act 1 complete ya. Setelah lama sekali, cok. Mungkin 3 jam kalau ditotal sama yang kemarin ya. Waduh. Kayaknya questnya yang event dah kebuka deh guys. Apa sekarang kita quest event dulu ya? Sebenarnya gua buru-buru itu soalnya mau buka eventnya itu loh.
What's the plan?
Kenapa tiba-tiba
Traveler,
ini?
Paimon, hold on.
Bentar, apa ini?
Ayaka?
Something has come up, and I would like to request your assistance. But you ought not be nervous. This is not coming from the Yashiro Commission or the Kamisato clan. It is my own individual request.
Individual request? You mean personal stuff?
Correct. It concerns my mother.
Kenapa
This may
ibunya?
seem a little sudden, but in my view, you are the only person I can entrust this to. A few days ago, I was sorting through some old family belongings when I found a notebook that belonged to my mother. She wrote about all kinds of things, mostly of little consequence. But what drew my attention was a name. It is one that I have never heard before, so the fact that she mentions it so frequently, it makes it difficult for me to ignore.
Probably your mom's best buddy, right?
Never. And although my mother and father passed away many years ago, both my brother and I are familiar with the vast majority of their acquaintances. So, I am very curious about this mysterious individual. I would very much like to meet them. According to the notebook, their name is Tsubaki. This seems to have been someone very important to my mother. Someone with a lot of personality, who liked to have fun.
Paimon thinks it sounds like a girl's thing.
That's what I thought too.
So what do you want us to do? Do you need us to find her for you?
No. Her address is given in the notebook. We can head straight there. I wanted you to assist me with the preparation of greeting gifts.
Ya Allah, masih
Please
hadiah
keep
lagi.
everything I have told you in strict confidence. The proper course of action would be to involve my brother and visit her together. But he is terribly busy at present, and on a more selfish note, I don't wish to involve anybody else from Inazuma in this matter. Exactly. That, and you are also a kind, well-mannered person with a genuine concern for other people. Not to mention trustworthy. I would not feel comfortable with anyone else in this situation.
You can count on us. We've done greeting gifts before, so we should be able to help. In terms of payment, just treat us to some delicious food and we'll be more than happy.
Wonderful! In fact, I was hoping to take this opportunity to show you both around. If you don't mind, of course.
Oh, we don't mind. We don't mind at all. Do we?
Thank you kindly. Shall we head off then? Ogura Textiles and Kimonos is our first stop.
Bentar dulu dong. Oke, mah dapat langsung egg. Nah, ini yang mana kok egg one lagi, guys? Kita cek dulu ya. Woven wishes. Waduh, banyak kali. Kita lihat apa sih? Oh, egg 2-nya masih ketutup, soalnya kita harus nyelesain ini pasti itu kan. Ini. Jadi ini dulu guys, baru ini. Oh, makanya kayaknya eventnya udah kebuka deh. Oke, jadi sebenarnya gue itu nggak buru-buru amat. Gue buru-burunya karena pengen buka event ini guys soalnya. Dan emang sudah terbuka. Nah, ini dia. Tinggal 3 hari 2 jam ini gue. So, ya udah. Sekarang kita coba ini ya. Ini emang udah hampir 2 jam juga sih. Cuman, yuk. Ini kayaknya sama kayak Al-Budi sih. Sama Equus Albedo, jadi yuk. Mudah-mudahan gampang guys dan cepat gitu. Tapi kok nggak di sisi itu ya, malah di world quest ya. Jadi kita selesaiin ini dulu aja. Sebenarnya gue buru-buru sampai ke Inazuma menyelesaikan semua egg-nya. Sampai kita berjam-jam main biar segera sampai Inazuma itu ya, biar bisa nyampe ke event ini guys. Itu. Jadi mungkin besok mungkin akan lebih santai, mungkin akan lebih cepet juga videonya, nggak yang lama-lama kayak kemarin. Mungkin sejam mungkin cukup lah ya. Mungkin yang besok-besok jam kan gua kadang bikinnya sejam setengah, minimal sejam setengah lah, bisa 2 jam. Bahkan yang egg 2 kemarin egg 2 apa egg 3 ya, yang apa namanya, yang di Liyue yang kita menyerang si ini siapa ya? Yang nyerang naga itu, yang lawan dewa vortex itu kan sampai hampir 3 jam kan itu kita. Nah sekarang mungkin nextnya kalau nggak ada event yang harus keburu-buru kita harus menyelesaikan apa namanya quest, jadi mungkin akan ya kita santai aja, mungkin setengah jam, 1 jam gitu. Sampai ntar kalau siapa tahu ada apa, ada quest, ada event lagi yang harus nyelesain quest apa dulu ya. Tapi kayaknya enggak sih kalau udah masuk Inazuma, soalnya kayaknya belum ada world baru ya, kayaknya ya, aku juga belum tahu. Ini kita masih 3 negara kan, kalau nggak salah ada 7 ya. Jadi memang cerita ini masih panjang dan GenshinImpact baru setahun itu loh. Jadi memang progresnya masih akan sangat banyak nanti. Jadi tungguin aja. Jadi mulai besok mungkin kita akan nyantai dulu, atau mungkin besok gua bakal mainin game yang lain dulu, lanjutin dinasti maybe. Kita lihat besok, oke? Kalau nggak ini ya kita nyelesain dulu aja. Dia malas. Oke. Kita event dulu kalau gitu ya. Mana nih? Jauh cok, 1500. Mana ya? Ya ampun, ke sini dong. Ya Allah. Itu kayak mana coba kita ke situ, guys? Tapi ini kayak cerita ya, kayak apa? Gua kira kayak challenge biasa gitu, ternyata enggak, cok. Ada ceritanya ini. Ya albedo yang kemarin kan ada ceritanya juga, ada ininya juga guys. Apa ada itu namanya? Ada yang cuma quest yang lawan tanaman kayak gitu loh. Oke, kita akan ya at least progress dulu lah ya. At least buka ini dulu lah, buka ininya dulu biar bisa ke tempatnya dulu. Kita buka tempatnya dulu, terus kita tutup dulu. Mungkin besok akan kita lanjutin lagi gitu aja ya. Dan jualan juga ada angkringan. Sini anjir. Udah helikul juga di sini. Mana itunya? Kapalnya. Wah ini dia. Kok ketutup guys? Ini gimana cok? Aduh, habis tenaga kita. Itu kayak mana coba? Coba deh. Mana gue cari dulu deh caranya kayak. Salah. T. Ini mah. Kalau enggak ntar gua ini dulu deh. Gua buka-bukain dulu ke sana, besok kita tinggal ke sana gitu aja deh. Tapi kita kesini dulu deh. Iya ini mah lama cok, cari kapal itu nggak bisa dibuka yang tadi kita. Belum tahu gua cara bukanya. Ntar gua cari tahu deh. Kalau enggak ya gua cari yang terdekat yang lain. Terus baru gua ke sana gua buka-bukain dulu. Jadi kita besok tinggal teleport ke sana, oke? Masih ada 3 hari ya 2 hari lah. Mudah-mudahan sih selesai ya. Cuman kalau nggak selesai ya udahlah. Ceritanya aja juga udah terlambat, but it's fine. Kita mau ke cerita utama sih. Gua kan juga fokusnya ke cerita utama sebenarnya, nggak ke event-event juga. Tapi ya event yang menarik, ada hadiahnya juga, jadi ya lumayan ya. Kalau bisa diambil kita ambil aja. Kesini dulu aja. Nice. Di situ juga ada. Oh, ke sana ya. Oke. Kita coba ke sana deh, guys. Nggak bisa dilalui dengan berenang, nggak masalah deh. Ini mah di bawah muter-muter sama ini. Kok hilang? Mana tadi? Oh ini dia. Anjir, mau dibawa muter-muter cok.
That felt pretty good.
Oke, cepet kok guys, kayaknya kita nyampe lah. Gue coba jalan ke sana lah ya. At least kita buka itunya dulu. Tapi apa namanya? Eventnya kita mulai besok, oke? Nyampe nggak ya berenang ya? Itu udah kelihatan tuh. Apa? Teleportnya. Jauh kali cuk berenangnya. At least sampai situ deh. Sampai nggak ya? Aduh, harusnya sih nyampe ya. Come on Rosaria, come on, kamu bisa. Waduh, ditungguin hidup pula di situ. Jadi kalau nggak ke situ lebih jauh lagi. Nah itu juga banyak puzzle-puzzle. Wah, banyak puzzle-puzzle juga. Kemarin udah ditawarin teman gue juga sih, kalau bingung setahu aja cuk. Oke. Sampai guys, sampai ya, at least ke patung situ dulu lah, ke teleport. Atau gua akhiri di sini aja ya, sih guys, cuma buka-buka teleport kok ya. Iya juga. Oke, jadi segini dulu aja guys. Besok akan kita lanjutin lagi ya untuk perjalanan kita selanjutnya. Jadi akan gua buka-bukain dulu sebelum kita ke event. Jadi besok kita tinggal ke event gitu aja ya. Oke. Jadi sampai bertemu besok and have a good day. Bye bye.